Today's headline: 54 million vaccines still doable according to DOH. Taiwan sends $50,000 more relief goods. Cheap loans to prime 2022. Online lending firms under tight watch. QCPD plays Santa to PUPC. Angeles City now COVID-free. Heavy rains displace over 11,000 Brazilians. Good morning, I am Ken Vasquez and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is December 27, 2021 and here are the latest news of this Monday morning. With only days left before the year ends, the country's target of 54 million fully vaccinated individuals is still achievable according to the Department of Health. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario told Daily Tribune that with the arrival of continuous deployment of vaccine doses nationwide, the fourth quarter target of 54 million fully vaccinated Filipinos is possible with the sustained capacities of our local government units, vaccination sites to meet the increased demand for vaccination. Rosario said that the national government is working on ensuring sufficient supply of vaccines and syringe and enough manpower to prevent interruption in the COVID-19 vaccination program. Based on the latest data from the National COVID-19 Vaccination Dashboard, the country has administered a total of 105,343,314 doses of COVID-19 vaccine. Of the administered vaccines, 47,117,267 are fully vaccinated individuals, while 56,856,615 are first dose and 1,369,432 are booster dose. The Philippines on Sunday received more aid from foreign countries, this time from the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, which sent 2 shipments of relief goods worth $50,000. The Taipei Economic and Cultural Office of the Philippines, or TECO, its de facto embassy in Manila, said that the 2 shipments were composed of bottled water, canned tuna, instant noodles, food rations, tents, cookies, and water filters. These were airlifted to the Philippines from Pingtung Air Force by 2 C-1300 Hercules cargo planes and arrived at the Mactan Cebu International Airport on the morning of 25 and 26 of December 2021, respectively. TECO Representative Pei Yung-soo handed over the donation of the relief goods to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council for subsequent relief distribution to the affected areas and people. In an interview with Daily Tribune, Su said that Taiwan considers Philippines its closest neighbor. Thus, helping the country in times of crisis should not be a big deal. He added that when President Tsai Ing-wen learned about the devastation and the loss of lives caused Super Typhoon Odette, she immediately instructed Taiwanese government to deliver relief supplies to the affected areas at the soonest time. Taiwan, being true to its commitment, had initially donated $500,000 to the Philippines to contribute to the relief and rehabilitation efforts of the Philippine government in the hard-hit areas, mostly in Visayas and Mindanao. Manila Economic and Cultural Office Chairman and President Representative Wilfredo Fernandez accepted the donation on behalf of the government Philippines on December 22. Su noted that Taiwan is working together with Mr. Fernandez to understand how Taiwan could help more in terms of providing relief goods that the Philippines still needed. In other news, low-cost borrowings from multilateral financing firms and rich nationals will be tapped to prime the economy, which is fast emerging from a deep recession caused by restrictions to contain the spread of the coronavirus disease. The government will prioritize official development assistance of loans in 2022 over commercial borrowings, a high-ranking official from the Department of Finance said. Finance Undersecretary Mark Dennis Hoven said that this borrowing tactic will minimize overall financing costs as well as lengthen the maturity of the state's overall portfolio. Under the strategy, bulk of 2022 budget allocations will be front-loaded or disbursed in the initial months of the year. Hoven explained that in broad strokes, the issues here is go through multilateral ODA first, then bilateral ODA, then commercial borrowing because they want to minimize the overall financing costs and to lengthen the tenure of portfolio, according to him. In 2022 and 2021, the euro-denominated bond issue always comes first because interests are low, and there is high demand for it as a result of the investment grade rating of the country. For 2022, however, with the shift from London Interbank Offer Rate or LIBOR into multiple benchmark rates, a change in rates could be expected, which might end up higher. According to the finance executive, this may result in some instability in the interest rate market in the term of the. That is why they are coming in prepared. From the DOF showed Japan remained as the Philippines' primary ODA provider, spanning across the three administrations' primary. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Boto mo to Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama. Mapalutong bahay man o sumptuous meal for special occasions, sagot na kayo ng tropang Kalanpag. Dahil atid sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang fun and exciting cooking show na Kalanpag, manood at matuto kung paano lutuin ang mga favorite nyong recipes. Sabayan pa ng fun and inspiring na kwentuhan sa kusina. I-upgrade na rin natin ang mga nakasanayang traditional dish ng pamilya. Plus, healthy tipid tips na ibabahagi ng tropang Kalanpag. Matuto, mabusog at ma-good vibes dito lang sa Kalanpag tuwing Lunes, 10:30 a.m. sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Boto mo to Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama.
We are back at Tribune News on Q. The Department of Justice Office of Cybercrime, or DOJ-OOC, is keeping an eye over online lending firms following 150 reports of alleged unfair debt collecting schemes and cyber harassment. Charito A. Zamora, DOJ-OOC officer in charge, said that the reports were endorsed by the Office of the Presidential Management Staff. The reports have undergone initial assessment for coverage under the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 and other related laws. It is subjected to technical surveillance and open source investigation on the subjects involved. Zamora said that if a report warrant is a full-blown investigation, it is endorsed to law enforcement agencies like the National Bureau of Investigation and Philippine National Police. On the other hand, she added that some reports were endorsed to the Securities and Exchange Commission for appropriate action. In a report, it is ripe for the filing of formal complaint Victims are advised to execute a complaint affidavit through a private lawyer, a public attorney, or law enforcement authority for filing with the appropriate prosecution office. Last April, the DOJ-OOC advised the public to report harassment and other illegal schemes by online lending companies. This was in response to the increasing number of reports it received and endorsed to it involving unfair debt collection practices and cyber harassment by OLC. Meanwhile, the Quezon City Police District or QCPD on Sunday reported 0 untoward incidents recorded on Christmas Day, even as its cops played Santa to 1,772 persons under police custody. QCPD members provided the inmates food packs for Noche Buena on December 24 at its headquarters and in various police precincts within its jurisdiction. District Chief Brigadier General Antonio Yara said that Yuletide holidays can be exceptionally taxing emotionally for persons under police custody since, like any other Filipino, they want to be with their families during special occasions. Yara said the food packs are their way of showing care and concern for those people who have pending criminal cases and are thus under custody. Meanwhile, Yara said that the district will strictly enforce the ban on firecrackers in welcoming the new year in line with prevailing directives from the national government. In a phone interview on Sunday, Brigadier General Yara told Daily Tribune those local ordinances also ban the said pyrotechnics while providing guidelines on how to hold revelries, especially during the pandemic. Nonetheless, he said they are still awaiting the final guidelines of Philippine National Police Chief General Leonardo Carlos. The local government here announced on Sunday that the lone coronavirus disease or COVID-19 active cases in the city has already recovered, marking an achievement of 0 COVID-19 cases this Christmas in Angeles City. Angeles City Mayor Carmelo Lazatin Jr. said that while there are no more active cases of COVID-19 within the city's population, the city remains vigilant as they will still impose health protocols in public areas. City Health Officer Dr. Verona Guevara disclosed that there has been a 9-day streak of no new recorded COVID-19 cases since December 17, citing that the quarantine facilities at the City College of Angeles and hotels are empty and have temporarily shut down. Guevara added that the success is due to intensive vaccination drive being implemented by Lazatin with Chief Advisor IC Calaguas, also the Chief Implementer of the city government's vaccination program. To date, the city government already fully vaccinated 281,279 Angeleños and 327,354 have received their first dose, while 2,325 got their booster shots. The aggressive inoculation drive is being implemented with the help of 400 working staff deployed at the 2 mega vaccination sites at the CCA and Angeles City National High School. Angeles City is the only local government unit in the country with a blended vaccination scheme, the Ronda Bakuna at Sundo Bakuna sa barangay programs. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
Boto mo to Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Christmas saya, pagsama-sama. Ang Daily Tribune, may digital shows na din. Dahil sa mas lumalaki at mas lumalakas nating tribu, handog sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang mga programang magbibigay buhay araw-araw. Be informed at mag-good vibes tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Be updated sa news and happenings sa Tribune News on Q. Mas kilalanin pa natin ang mga paborito nyong atleta sa programang The Athletes Tribune. Alamin ang latest entertainment sa programang What's Up. Ma-inspire sa mga kwentong hatid ng Perfect. Search lang ang Daily Tribune sa inyong Facebook at Tribune Now on YouTube. See you there mga katribu! Watch out for the new episode of The Athletes Tribune Season 2. Alamin ang mga latest update.
Alina, bukod sa Petrogas Angels na bago mong team ngayon, may ibang team ka bang kinonsider or gusto mong lipatan? Or meron bang mga coaches na nag-recruit sa'yo? Siyempre.
Makisaya sa fun na kwentuhan.
Si Ate Myla kasi parang kalog din po kasi siya. Tahimik nung una po, syempre po nahihiya-hiya pa ako. Sabi ko, si Pablo to, gano'n.
Abangan ang former UST Tigresses captain, 2019 UAAP silver medalist, at ang latest addition sa Petrogas Angel, Alina Bigar. Ngayong Lunes na, December 27, 7 p.m. dito lang sa mas fun at mas exciting na all-new season ng The Athletes Tribune. Mga katribu, tara na't makiisa at matuto sa mga public service programs hatid ng Kalingang Katribu. Tuwing Lunes, nandyan ang usapang business na magbibigay tips at inspirasyon sa mga aspiring entrepreneurs kasama sina Comfy Manalo at Vernon Velasco. Tuwing Miyerkules, usapang pangkulusugan naman ang tatalakayin ni Miss Cory Quirino sa Health and Wellness. At tuwing Biyernes naman, kung legal advice ang kailangan mo, sagot ka na ng Legal Diaries kasama si Elmer Navarro Manuel at mga guest lawyers. Lahat ng yan mapapanood tuwing alas 3:30 ng hapon sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris Masaya, pagsama-sama.
You are still watching Tribune News on Q. More than 11,000 people have been displaced in the Brazilian state of Bahia due to flooding, with authorities scrambling Saturday to provide relief to residents without alternate housing. The heavy rains killed 17 people since November, including the latest date on Thursday, the state Civil Protection Agency said. A total of 4,185 people were seeking shelter, according to data released by agency on Friday. After the rain struck 19 cities particularly hard, including Garantiga, Itororo, and Quaraci in the state south. The agency reported that a total of 11,260 people had been forced to flee their homes. The Bahia and federal governments mounted a joint operation on Saturday in collaboration with other states to mobilize personnel, aircraft and equipment, as well as provide relief to residents in flooded areas. The state's Governor Rui Costa said in a video message that they are fully mobilized and taking all measures to ensure the necessary support to the victims of heavy rains that hit Bahia this Christmas. Flooding and traffic blocks were reported on 17 roads, with some caused by landslide and rock slides, the state's infrastructure secretary reported. December rainfall in Bahia's capital, Salvador, totaled 250 millimeters through Friday, a figure 5 times the historic average, city officials said. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Before we go, we would like to thank the following: the SM Store, the Department of Tourism, Araneta City, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Ken Vasquez and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Happy holidays mga katribu. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.